Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of 3J2. Today we'll be talking about loving the unlovable. There are some people that will perceive are unlovable. There are some people that will perceive it takes extra effort to relate with sometimes. However, it's very important for us to know that there's nobody that is unlovable. God has created every one of us with good qualities. Sometimes these good qualities do not show because of certain experiences people have had in life, but meeting the right people will enhance that quality in showing. And we must also remember that God tells us that we should love everyone, including the people that we think are our enemies. So the grace and ability to be able to show love to everyone that we come across shows the nature of God that we carry, because God himself is love. We may not like certain areas in the lives of some people. There will be certain things that they do that are not appealing to us, and we may not even agree with some things that they do, but we are responsible to loving them and helping them and relating well with them. We should not allow the areas of life of people that are not pleasing to us or things that we not appreciate in them to define how our relationship is going to be with others. We must make up our minds ahead of time that we are going to relate well with everyone that we come across, no matter the characters they exhibit. I say that. We must remember that every one of us are work in progress. We too have some areas that are not pleasing to other people. Many times we don't look at that. We see more of what is wrong in other people. There will be some people that are not easy to get along with. But do you know that there's nobody that cannot change? There are people that are difficult now, but depending on what efforts you put into that relationship, those difficult people can change and become good. There's no one that does not have a good side. Sometimes people are very good in particular areas and have shortcomings in another area. Somebody can be a very generous person and then have a character that gets upset very quickly. It's important for us to emphasize more of that generous nature and de-emphasize the nature that is not too appealing. That does not require that we should cut off relationship with people that we do not agree with, but we must work and make extra efforts in ensuring that we relate well with others with godly wisdom and being a good example and letting them know we appreciate them in spite of whatever we might think about them will also help. Sometimes also we do not know what people are going through. Many times people are going through challenges that they cannot share with others. And those challenges sometimes people allow their challenges to define them. When we come across people like that, we are meant to help them in whatever ways we can. We should look at situations holistically and not just from one point of view. So there is always something we can do in relating well with other people. Number one, we must always have a soft answer. We must always be ready to have a good word to say to someone. The Bible says in Proverbs 15 verse 1 that a soft answer turneth away wrath. Even people who come across as very hard and difficult to relate with, there's nobody that cannot do with a soft answer. We must also remember, number two, that love covers a multitude of sin. When people do things that we don't really appreciate, we must allow the love of God in us to help us to show that, well, it doesn't matter what you do, I'm going to still love you anyway. That may sound difficult, but we can do it if we make up our minds to do it. There are some, everybody has a positive side in them. Let us always look for that positive side in people, to understand them and allow them to express themselves and emphasize that positive side. So with love and the fruit of the Spirit, we can be positive influencers, and that's what we are supposed to be. Everyone that we come across, we are supposed to be positive influencers. Also, personally speaking, I do not think that there's anyone that cannot be related with. I come across a lot of people, sometimes people who are difficult, sometimes people who are easy, but I already made up my mind before I meet anyone that this person, I'm going to have, a good relationship with you. No matter what you do, I'm going to respond to you in a way that will make you feel good. And if we do, require a lot of efforts, and even sometimes looking inwards ourselves, or particularly if we don't want to lose that relationship. And I want to let us know that we must be determined not to lose any relationship. It may sound tough. It may sound like I have a lot of responsibility. Why should the responsibility be upon me not to lose a relationship? Every relationship, every potential relationship has value in them. Every relationship have value in them. It may not be valuable right now, but eventually it may become valuable, and you don't want to miss out on what it's going to become eventually. So many people who are bad at one point in life have turned out to be very good people, including we ourselves. Sometimes we are not very good people. Sometimes we didn't relate well with other people, but we are better than what we used to be because of the right choices that we begin to make. So also, it's very important for us not to be judgmental or always reminding other people of their weaknesses. How will you feel if somebody is always trying to put you down? We must not put other people down. If you're uncomfortable with the character a person is exhibiting, please gently mention it and let them know how you feel about that character. And also let them know how you would love to be treated, and ask them also how they would love to be treated. So love is the basis, the foundation for all our relationship. And we know there are different levels of love. There's the filial love, there's the eros love, there's the agape love. All this have a place for everyone. There's everyone that has a place in all this. Never give up on anyone. We must make sure that we don't give up on anyone. Also, we should not be bearers. We should not tell other people about what somebody else is doing that is not right, or pass information that is unnecessary. The Bible says, "Tell bearers, separate friends." Be sure that what you are saying about somebody else negatively is going to get across to them one way or the other. And the person sharing it, the person who's going to share it, may not even know you. And when somebody hears that you have said some negative things about them, it hurts their feelings. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You want to be a lifter up. You don't want to lift people up. You don't want strained relationships. So no matter how you think, or no matter how right you think you are concerning any matter, please don't load the opinion on other people. Don't tell other people, to make them feel cast down. Don't make people feel inferior. No matter how good you are in anything, don't let anybody feel inferior. Always try to understand things from other people's point of view. You may not agree with them, but never let it lead to strife. So all these things are things that we need to put together to be able to handle people that are difficult to relate with. Move on to something else when you discover that when you're having a conversation, it's not productive. Move on to something else. Later on, what you're telling them may become more understandable to them. Also, please remember that it's very important to ask for forgiveness. Be quick to ask other people to forgive you if you feel they have wronged them. If you feel they have wronged them, or even if they come to tell you have wronged them and you don't feel like you have, be quick to tell them you are sorry. Don't be a know-all. There's nobody that knows everything. We can learn from other people. We can learn from little children. We can learn from people who are older than us. We can learn from our colleagues and contemporaries. So learn how you can learn from other people. Always give a listening ear to somebody else also. Make sure you are swift to hear, like the Bible tells us. Always give a listening ear. Let people know that you are interested in hearing about them. People love to hear. People love people who love to hear them. So be quiet and don't be the one who is the chit chat. Let other people speak and hear them. Let them feel good about themselves around you. You have the ability to do it. You have the grace to do it. Let people feel good about themselves when they are around you. And then show appreciation for little things. Don't wait until the things that they have done is so big. No matter how hard a person is, if they are appreciated for little things, if they are appreciated for the things they do, they will feel better and they will want to do more. Also, please emphasize their strengths and de-emphasize people's weaknesses. Never lay too much emphasis on the weaknesses of people. Making their shortcomings too obvious make people distance themselves from us. So don't make their shortcomings look like a big deal. Make it look like something that can be handled easily. Let people feel comfortable around you. A humble person is very attractive, so it's important for us to learn about humility. Let us be relatable. Let people feel they can relate with us. Let people feel we are good listeners. And also, there are some people that I always want to be around. You know, there are some people I love so much that I always want to be around, because anytime I'm around them, they have a good word. They have something, they make me feel better before I leave. I always want to be around such people. So I also want to be that kind of person. And every one of us should want to be that kind of person. How we can learn positively, how we can use our words correctly, how we can stay away from profane words or words that will cast other people down. So by the time you are leaving such people, you feel enriched. They have said something nice, something good. So we ourselves must work at making others feel very comfortable around us. We must work at making other people feel very good by the time they are leaving our presence. So we must have a good word to say. We must have something that will lift up people. Very, very important. I love to be around people who add value to me. And also, it's important for us to let our love be sincere. People can see through sincerity. People can see through people who really care about them. You feel it. You can smell it. You will know it, that this person really cares about me. So even if you are making a correction, they will know if you are doing it out of love. So let love be obvious. Let it be obvious that you care. Don't try to change anybody. We can't change anybody. We can pray for people. We can ask God to please help and support a friend, and trust God to do it. But we can't change people. So don't make it a burden for you to change an individual. Make sure that you hand such an individual to God to help. We are responsible to bring the best out of every other person. So remember, there's nobody that is unlovable. You have the opportunity to express love to everyone. Let everybody know that you care. Let everybody know that you love them, and everything will be well. Thank you for watching this episode. We are glad that you are here. Please don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any question, please comment below. Till next time, shalom.